Let's get started with our first major news story now, and it's an exciting one for MMA fans. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley 2 is gaining serious traction as both fighters prepare for a rematch that could shake up the bantamweight division. Merab recently opened up about what he expects from the UFC champ in their second meeting, and is not underestimating the evolution of Sugar Sean. In their first clash, O'Malley found success late, particularly with a brutal front body kick in the 5th round. That moment is stuck with Merab. He touched my body, landed a good front kick. I think he'll try that more, Merab noted in a recent interview. He added that Sean is likely to come in more aggressive this time, with a deeper understanding of what Merab brings to the table. But Merab, always the grinder, is embracing the challenge. This is my first official rematch in the UFC. It means a lot, he said. He acknowledged his early career rematches in Georgia, but emphasized how different the stakes are now. As fans anticipate the rematch, one thing is certain. Both fighters are coming in with something to prove. Now, let's pivot to a bigger, perhaps even more heated storyline. Daniel Cormier has exposed Jon Jones, or at least his mindset. On a recent episode of Funky and the Champ, Cormier went deep, claiming Jon Jones's ego simply won't allow him to retire without facing Tom Aspinall. This wasn't just DC stirring the pot. He explained that Jon's true fear might not be injury or loss, it's perception. If the story becomes that he walked away because of Aspinall, not because of injury or age, it won't sit well with him, Cormier said. That's the kind of thing that will haunt him, even in retirement. According to DC, Jon isn't wired to dodge challenges. He needs to prove that is still the best, even against rising monsters like Aspinall. DC even admitted that Jones might outclass Tom, but it's about legacy. That's what's on the line. Speaking of the heavyweight picture, Tom Aspinall had fans buzzing this week after teasing heavyweight news. Hopes skyrocketed. Was a long-awaited Jon Jones unification bout finally happening? Instead, Aspinall revealed a brand partnership with Champion. The reaction was swift and brutal. Fans flooded the comments with sarcasm and disappointment. But Tom clarified quickly, "I've said multiple times this is not a fight announcement." He later dropped a more significant bombshell. He will not defend the interim title again. "I'm fighting for the undisputed title next," he said in a TikTok Q/&A. That puts the pressure squarely on Jon Jones, who's still recovering. With 110,000 plus fans signing a petition demanding Jones be stripped of the title, the heavyweight division is reaching a boiling point. Let's head over to the featherweight division now, where Alexander Volkanovski versus Movsar Evlov is a matchup hardcore fans are begging for, but might not get. Evlov, undefeated and razor-sharp, has methodically worked through top contenders. He outclassed Diego Lopes. He handled Arnold Allen. He even shut down former bantamweight champ Aljamain Sterling. And yet, whispers are suggesting a possible Yuri Rodriguez rematch for Volk instead. Let's be honest, that's not what fans want. Volkanovski dominated Yuri last time. It wasn't close. Ariel Helwani offered a simple, elegant solution. Let Yuri fight Diego Lopes and give Movsar his shot at the belt. It makes sense, it's fair, and it rewards merit. But will the UFC follow through? Movsar may not be flashy, but his pure MMA craftsmanship. His style? Pressure, control, composure. His not selling wolf tickets, his just winning. And yet his name keeps getting skipped in favor of louder fighters with more sizzle. But Volkanovski, himself once an underdog, might just accept that challenge if the UFC offers it. Meanwhile, new reports suggest Evlov may be lined up to face Aaron Pico a fun matchup, sure, but not the title fight he's earned. With Yuri versus Lopes also rumored, fans are left hoping the UFC doesn't squander the perfect storm brewing at 145. Now let's dive into a potential super fight that has the MMA world buzzing. Islam Makhachev versus Shavkat Rakhmonov star Chael Sonnen recently weighed in, saying this could be one of the biggest fights in UFC history, especially for Eurasian MMA fans. The stakes? Massive. The styles? Perfectly contrasted. Islam's suffocating grappling versus Shavkat precise striking and icy composure. This isn't just another big fight, it's legacy. Sonnen made a key point. If Islam beats Jack Della Maddalena at 170, he'll be on one of the most impressive runs in UFC history. And Shavkat, still undefeated, is a nightmare for anyone. Put these two together, and you're looking at a fight that could define an era, not just a division. The issue? Timing. If Shavkat ends up fighting someone like Belal Muhammad and loses, the dream is dead. That's the UFC's dilemma. Strike now while the matchup has heat, or risk losing it to bad timing and business decisions. This isn't about hype, it's about greatness. Islam versus Shavkat is a once-in-a-generation stylistic chess match, with cultural pride and undefeated records on the line. Let's hope the UFC doesn't fumble it. To wrap it up, between Volkanovski versus Evlov, John Jones versus Aspinall, and Islam versus Shavkat, the UFC has a golden opportunity to create legendary fights. The fans are speaking loudly, and if the UFC listens, we could be witnessing the beginning of one of the greatest eras in MMA history.